So this is my great-grandfather's old wooden ladder, at least half of it. The other half is at my grandfather's house. I might get the other half and reunite it someday. But I want to restore this. However, I don't feel like I have enough experience to restore this ladder yet. So whenever I saw this ladder about to go into the trash, I had to keep it. So I think we should try to fix this one up, and then whatever I learned from this, I can use to fix up my great-grandfather's ladder even better. This ladder has definitely seen better days. This whole bottom part's rotten off. Looks like maybe even bugs have gotten into it. I'm not sure if that would be termites or woodworm, or whatever that's called. You know, the bug that eats up wood. There are holes in there though. Little tunnels. I imagine that either way some insect's been eating that up. Although it doesn't look too bad from here on. So I think probably cut it in half, or maybe not in half, maybe cut off some section down here, because it's pretty flimsy. I wouldn't trust it to be that long anyway. Honestly, I might only trust it to be maybe this long. You know, maybe just high enough to lean up against my shed and get up there. Actually, I think that would probably be a perfect height. Something like right here or so. Either way, I've been experimenting. I grabbed this and I've been going over like that, and honestly it seems to have actually uncovered a nice amount of wood here that hasn't been affected too much by time and weather. Unfortunately, like, this part was sitting in a part of the barn that got wet, and then this part was getting to a more dry spot, so I believe this half should be okay. So yeah, I think I will go over this with my wire brush real quick just to get some junk off, and then I think what we can do is we can soak it with linseed oil. Although I might cut it before then. We can save this piece and move this piece up just to help hold these pieces together, I think. But we'll kind of cross the bridges as we get to them. Let's start off by taking a bunch of the junk off the outside first. Okay, so I chickened out and cut it one rung further than I originally planned, because, you know, it's like you can always cut more off later. But actually, that wood doesn't seem too bad on the inside. That might be able to be revived. And I am pretty happy that I left that other rung on there, because I think it should be just the right size for the side of the house whenever I'm cleaning out the gutters. So that actually might have been a good idea. Now, I think it might be best to cover this with linseed oil, just brush some on. And I got raw linseed oil because, from my understanding, boiled linseed oil has a bunch of stuff in it that helps it dry faster. And I would think that the raw linseed oil would have a longer chance of penetrating into the wood, and that's what it says on the can. So hey, that backs up what I thought. So I'm going to use this, and I'll just let it sit for like a week or so, and I'll maybe put a few layers on it. Let's see what happens. Now I just want to say, I know a lot of you guys are probably very smart when it comes to woodworking, and I am a complete moron, so feel free to tell me every time I fuck up. But I'm kind of winging it right now, and I think I'm doing an okay job. Man, that is just soaking it all up. Maybe I shouldn't try to spread it thin. Maybe I should let it be kind of goopy, and then I can move it later. Like, man, that's already, all of that's already soaked up. That's so cool. This wood must be very thirsty. At least that's what I assume is happening, because I don't think that, I think this stuff only really goes into the wood, it doesn't evaporate. It's not like acetone or whatever. Holy crap, watch this. Sucks it right up. So I've spent about, I'd say an hour, or I don't know, it seems like an hour. I've done like 8 coats on that. My mom offered to take over for now, so that's cool. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
I'm thinking it might be nice to set this upright and have a cup on each end and just have it soak in the linseed oil and let the linseed oil soak up into the wood. I'm not sure though. Think that might be reasonable, Mai?
I don't know. I wonder if it might weaken it.
Well, I don't think it would weaken it. It's just a matter of if it would soak up enough linseed oil. I like how it's actually already dry. Well, it's because it soaked it up, but you know. So I've now used up about a little bit, actually over half of the container. So this thing's soaking up quite a lot of linseed oil. I get the feeling that I could be out here all night because it's only now barely starting to have some sitting on the surface, but it's still sucking most of it in. Like all these pegs are just sucking it in so much. On a side note, I cannot believe how good this camera picks up this dim light. The camera is picking up light better than my own eyes. That's so cool. Like, it's getting to that point now where I might get a flashlight to see, but the camera can see so well. I'll definitely have to do a video reviewing this camera. So it's been about a week, and I think it's actually drying quite well. It's not wet to the touch. It might just be that it soaked it up. I'm not actually sure. But I might put some more on here. I don't know if it's really worth it. I think it's probably good enough for now. I think I will just hit some of these nails in. They seem like they've worked their way out over the decades. I like the color that it's, or the pattern that it's pulled out of the lines and whatnot. Also, I've decided it actually is staying together quite well. So I don't think I need to move this metal piece onto there. If not, I can make one of those. So what I think I'll do is I'm actually going to sell this at my antique shop. I'm going to sell this cutoff piece. Because, you know, somebody will probably buy it because it's some rustic antique or whatever. I'll sell it for like $7. At least I'll try to sell for $7. Someone will probably buy it because, you know, they're always trying to make like stupid artwork and stuff like that out of that. I'll sell it for the same price that I spent on the linseed oil. So effectively, this ladder would have paid for itself. It paid for its own repairs. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm actually fairly certain that'll sell because old stuff like that sells really fast in an antique shop. At least in the particular antique shop that I have a booth in. Very interesting how everything looks darker. Also, I believe that it actually seems a bit stiffer now. Just a bit. Like perhaps allowing oil to soak into the cells has made it slightly stiffer. So it's harder to push in. Slightly. It's still a little bit wobbly, but what do you expect? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably move this maybe into the shed or something like that to keep it out of the sunlight, because I don't think that linseed oil protects from ultraviolet rays. Actually, it kind of fits over here. Sticks up a little bit. I might cut off some more of the bottom to make it fit. But that would be actually a nice place to hang it up. Really easy to get to. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya!